Welcome into the Ravens Rundown by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. We are locked and loaded with an awesome show on tap for you all today as we take a look at the latest Mel Kiper Mock Draft. Just released his new one. We'll take a look at some of the players that he has mocked going to the Baltimore Ravens and how they might or might not fit into their respective schemes on the offensive and defensive side of the balls. But this is why you subscribe to the channel, whether it's the latest Baltimore Ravens news, Ravens rumors, draft breakdowns, mock drafts, free agency updates. We keep you in the know with all things Ravens, so either hit that red subscribe button down below or plug in that link at the bottom of your screen. It's youtube.com/RavensTV. We start off by taking a look at all of the selections for the Baltimore Ravens in the upcoming 2022 NFL Draft, which is coming your way April 28th to the 30th from Las Vegas. By the way, on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, we will be live for all 3 days, all 7 rounds, announcing every single selection. And the Ravens have 10 of them. First round pick, 14th overall. Second round pick at 45th. 2 third-round picks at 76th and 100th. A 4th round pick not shortly thereafter at 110 overall. 119 in the 4th round, followed by three other 4th round selections at 128, 139, and 141, and then a 6th round pick coming in at 196. So we begin this mock draft by taking a look at who Mel Kiper has going to the Ravens. Round 1, pick 14, a guy who a lot of you have heard of over the last couple of weeks during the NFL draft process. It's one of the best cornerbacks in the upcoming 2022 NFL draft class. That is Trent McDuffie out of Washington. A lot of people have made the argument that this is the number 1 corner in this class. I happen to disagree. I like Sauce Gardner. I like Derek Stingley, but Trent McDuffie is right there. Kiper has the Ravens taking him at 14th overall. Corner depth is certainly a concern, especially projecting forward to see which blue chippers you have on the outside as your future starting cornerbacks. And I'm not sure how I feel about drafting need over BPA, but at this point, given the talent level of McDuffie and everything that the draft experts have had to say about this kid, and how he competed at Washington with the Huskies in the Pac-12, I do like the selection. I'd be happy with it if I was Baltimore. Here's what Mel Kiper had to say about the Ravens taking McDuffie. The Ravens could go in several different directions here, including offensive tackle. Will Ronnie Stanley ever be the same again? And defensive end. Calais Campbell is back, but he's 35 years old. Kiper continued by saying, when I look at this depth chart, though, I see corner depth as an issue. McDuffie has the versatility to play outside and in the slot, and he will also wrap up and bring down ball carriers in the run game. He's physical. And that physical aspect to his game, it's right in line with what Baltimore looks like in defenders, whether it be on that first level at the defensive line, at the linebacking spot, or even in that secondary. I mean, since Ozzie Newsome had taken over back in the day, player personnel duty is no longer in that role, but he started with that theme and that philosophical approach and scouting approach. The Ravens look for dogs. They look for physical guys. They look for players who will put their hat on the football. Trent McDuffie is one of them. Don't let him being a corner kind of overshadow the fact that he can get down and he can certainly play some physical ball. Do you like the pick of Trent McDuffie? As I talked about, this is a guy who a lot of Ravens fans are happy about because they've been monitoring him going into the NFL draft. This will be the pinned comment on today's video, so make sure you get your votes in. Y for yes or type an N for no. Next up, round 2, pick 45, Channing Tindall, linebacker out of Georgia. Everybody wants to talk about Nakobe Dean as the star linebacker for the Georgia Bulldogs coming off that national championship run. Channing Tindall's a really good player, folks. Fills the need at the middle linebacker spot. You put him up there with Patrick Queen. That's a really good linebacking duo. Great athlete with sideline-to-sideline speed, kind of like a Devin White or a Patrick Queen. And the thought of having him play with Patrick Queen for the next couple of years in Baltimore, it would make this defense even more ferocious. In 2021, he was awesome. And again, the great and stellar play of Nakobe Dean kind of overshadowed what Tindall was able to do. 67 tackles, 7.5 tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks, and 19 quarterback hits. So he can kind of be a stand-up pass rusher, but also drop back in coverage as well. Kiper's scouting breakdown on him goes as such. Okay, this is the last of the Georgia defenders in my mock draft, and this guy never even made a start for the national champs in 50 career games. That's crazy, by the way. He still played a lot, though, of course, and had 19 pressures last year. His 4.47 40-yard dash at 230 pounds at the combine was extremely impressive. For the Ravens, he could compete for a starting spot at inside backer and be a core contributor on special teams. And I love that latter note. In addition to the fact that he never started a game with the Georgia Bulldogs, that's how loaded that defense was under Kirby Smart. But the immediate ability to impact the game defensively and on special teams is another reason why I like Tindall and him being a prospect in this draft class. So round 1, pick number 14, Mel Kiper's latest mock draft has Trent McDuffie, the cornerback out of Washington, going to be more, and then Channing Tindall, the linebacker out of Georgia, round 2, pick number 45. With that, I want to segue to this question. Grade Mel Kiper's mock draft for me in the comment section down below. I want to hear and see all of your responses, A, B, C, D, or F. As far as the Ravens go, I think this is right in that B or A range. Ravens trade rumors to get to now on Miles Boykin, the wide receiver. 3rd round pick, as we know, in the 2019 NFL draft. He's yet to break out for the Ravens during his NFL career, but he's certainly had some flashes. There's no question about that. And according to a report out there in the internet universe, the Eagles could be interested in a trade for Miles Boykin. They're looking for a legitimate number 2 next to Devontae Smith. Jalen Reagor ain't that because Reagor is an absolute stiff. Miles Boykin, only 33 career receptions for 470 yards, 7 touchdowns in 40 games. Everybody was expecting this guy when he came into the league to really be a good wideout, and he hasn't necessarily been able to do that for a variety of issues. I like his size. I like his game. The Ravens have a unique offense, let's say that, with Lamar Jackson as the quarterback, but also the running approach that he brings, as well as them wanting to run the football off that RPO, and with a bevy of running backs when healthy. Obviously, that wasn't the case last year with J.K. Dobbins, but they are more of a run-first and run-heavy, run-catered offense as compared to being a more spread-it-out, pass-happy offense. They like to keep everything kind of around the tackles and then utilize the tight ends with Mark Andrews, and then occasionally take deep shots downfield to a guy like Hollywood Brown. So this is the Boykin trade idea that we cooked up. Let's just say, given the production or lack thereof from Miles Boykin so far in the purple and black, would you take a 5th-round pick from the Philadelphia Eagles for Miles Boykin? Let me know right now. It's 166 overall. Eagles get back Boykin. Would you make the trade? Deal or no deal? Let's play a little game here on the Ravens Rundown. Give me a T for trade or a P for pass. Once more, get that comment section popping. Another reminder to subscribe to the channel because we're bringing you multiple videos per week here on the Ravens Rundown with the best news and rumors, best draft evaluations, and whether it's myself or somebody else here at Chat Sports, producer Jeremy Chuggs, slaying the game. Excited to talk about all of these NFL draft prospects over the next couple of weeks for the guys you've heard of and the guys who you haven't, but we are your educational source for everything Ravens.